Bobby D.
And I'm Erin with Inspire Hearts Fundraising.
And welcome to Heart of the Gala Podcast. It's been a minute.
Sure. I don't know how long a minute's been. I don't know what that means.
We're back. And Erin's got this great idea about what she wanted to make this podcast about. And it's all about...
Oh, well, no. So I want to make a podcast because I feel like I have spent all day. I'm exhausted. Actually, it's been many days in a row now. And that's why we're doing that from our living room, where you're doing a podcast with our puppy dancing behind us, because it has been a very busy season for us. It is now August, and we are planning spring galas.
That's right. I mean, we've got all of our fall galas that are coming up. We're kind of putting the finishing touches on all of those. But yes, we're looking at spring. We're looking at February. We're looking at March. We're looking at April. We're looking at May. Already having conversations about May. It's like, oh my gosh, May just happened. But you got to look forward and you got to start planning. You have to, prior preparation prevents piss poor performance. You know?
No, whatever that was. Okay, anyway. I think that what is important and what I wanted to share with the universe is that people often assume that they should wait. Oh, our gala is not till next year. Our gala is, next spring. We've got plenty of time. And oftentimes we always schedule our meetings, and we schedule our first consulting meeting with everybody, and it is 6 to 9 months before the gala. I've gotten many people recently who are like, hey, I don't even know why we're having this meeting. Our gala is not till, and I'm like, no, now we need to start planning. If we are going to grow the gala, and that's often what happens, is we get to January, February, and people start saying, I want to have $1 million gala. Well, yeah, it's a little late for that. So I just thought we should share some of the things that we consult with our clients about. Maybe they will be more prepared, and more people out there could know about how they have to get on the ball.
That's right. We're talking to you.
Yeah.
You right there. So, Erin, what is the most important thing that someone should be thinking about as they're planning for their gala in the spring of 2026?
I think that, the most obvious ones is book a venue, right? Like that's step number one. You want to make sure your date is available. It is booking your venue. But not only is it checking the date with your venue, it's also checking the date with your honorees, your board, and your auctioneer.
Oh,
I know. So we are coming into that problem a lot lately. There are many events that are falling on the same days. If you think about it, there are not very many weekends in the year. There's a lot of days in the year, but there's not a lot of weekends. And a lot of people are falling on a Friday or Saturday gala. Well, so is everybody else. So we do see a lot of midweek galas, which is fantastic. People are looking at optimizing other dates. Great. But you really need to make sure, if you have people that you need at your gala, if you need them at your gala, they should be booked already. We are booked already for 2027, so for 2 years from now.
Yep.
We have some clients that already booked their venue, and so why not book the auctioneer or their talent or whoever is going to need to be at the event? You want to make sure they're available.
That's right.
So that's my first bit. So
kind of booking those high priority pieces. Okay.
Yeah, and you want to make sure that's not your honoree's daughter's wedding, because she booked that already.
That's right. Yeah, that's been booked for years.
Yeah. So you want to make sure that they're available, and that you're making sure that your honorees are there, and hopefully your board and everybody else is on board. The venue is available, your caterers, your band, everybody that you want at your event has to be told this far in advance.
Yeah. And one thing that a lot of nonprofits forget about is the competition that they're having with other galas and other events that are out there in the world. And if you pick Friday or Saturday, there's a lot going on those Fridays and Saturdays. And why would you put yourself in the middle of all that competition when you could pick a Monday, a Tuesday, a Wednesday, and maybe even a Thursday and kind of have the whole night to yourself, or limit the competition that's out there? So those are just some other things to think about.
Well, it depends on where you're located. I just want to point that out. It does depend on where you're located, on which days are best for your community. And, most of my events are in the New York area, and so we're midweek events, and that just works out better. We have 4 options instead of 2 or 3 options.
That's right. And again, location does depend, and you might be in the Midwest of the United States, and Fridays and Saturdays are kind of the norm. But again, you've got all that competition you got to be thinking about. All right. So, Aaron, what's next? What else should we be thinking about here? 6 to 9 months out from our gala.
So I think one of the obvious answers, I'm gonna give you the more obvious ones and then lean into at the end. I'm gonna give you what I think is the most important. So pay attention, stay with us. But the next the next important one that I think people are thinking about and talking about is auction items. So when I start thinking about that, one of the things I come across is the idea that auction items, if they're an experience, they do have an expiration date. So when you're booking that package, you're getting that donation, you want to be thinking about an expiration date that's going to far exceed your gala. Can you get a 2-year expiration date? Can you get it right before the gala so the expiration lasts longer? But here's why I want you doing it now. I want you to start working with the board, working with your committees, and planning how to get these items now, talking about the dream list, working together and saying, what do we want to have this year? What's really important to get this year? Then you let everybody know, hey, these are our targeted items. Now, as they're proceeding through the year and holidays are coming, we want them to spend money, then ask. They're going on vacation. They're going someplace. Great. On vacation, just had a great time, just spent a lot of money. Turn around and ask for donation at that point. It's a warm lead instead of coming in cold the same month that everybody else is looking for donations and saying, hey, would you make a donation to us? No, we've already hit our limit of donations for the year. Okay. Why don't we find out when that number is? Maybe they go a calendar year, maybe they have a different year that they're working through, but they have a donation allotment, and you want to make sure that you're going to be able to get one of those spots of donations. Starting 6 months out really should be a target time to find out that you're going to be able to get those donations.
Yeah, get those items and get those opportunities that you can't find anywhere else. So that takes time, and that takes planning, and that takes those connections. I always like to say that if you're going to be having an auction, you've got to create live auction items that are in obtainium. Like, you can't get them anywhere else except on the night of.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so live auction items.
Because we're talking about live auction items, I do want to say that this is also area specific. I've done a lot of research. New York area, they are looking at vacations right now in Greece. Yeah. That is like the hot spot of where to go. If you are in California, for example, the hot spot to where to go is Marrakesh. So different places that you're not thinking of are really the hot spots to get your items for vacations. But why not talk to some of your guests? They're going on summer vacations. They're going on holidays, seeing what's out there. Also talking to the venues and the hotels, talking to the people. Maybe you're going to get a walk-on or a set, and it has to be cleared months and months in advance. Mm-hmm. These are things to be working on right now.
I heard a fantastic phrase today. I was speaking with a board member who is also a travel agent, and she was like, yes, it's called revenge travel. They have the revenge against the pandemic. And they're saying, well, you know what? That really screwed our life up, and we need to get out, and we need to go see some pretty awesome places. So that's why Greece and all of that. I'm like, what did you say? It was really funny. So yeah, put some revenge travel trips into your live auction.
Yeah, I think it's like a YOLO.
That's right.
It's like, it's time. Yeah, no, we are really seeing a lot of European vacations going really well. So thinking about that again, there was a time when this stuff was not as exciting, and it is coming back a lot.
That's right.
Also, throwing out the Sphere is getting a lot of attention, especially for men's trips. They are really into going to the Sphere and going for a Vegas trip. Yeah. And we're also seeing a lot of wellness retreats doing well. So that is a really hot item. So thinking about those kind of go to Costa Rica, and like a trip you would buy would be yoga on the beach.
Surfing.
And I didn't say, I was getting there. Yoga on the beach and a surfing retreat.
Sorry.
Holy moly. Obviously, Bobby wants to go surfing in Costa Rica.
And drink coffee and eat good food.
Anyway.
So
yes, talking about these items and getting people excited about the items, getting them excited about what to go get, as well as now we're still in this 6 months out, you could be doing some VIP drops. You could be secretly letting people know, hey, insider scoop, we're going to have a trip to Marrakesh in our live auction this year. Start planting the seed so when they're thinking about these items that they're going to spend significant money on, they have time. We have an event coming up that somebody is making a quilt, and he's a famous quilt maker, and so it was a secret drop that the quilt is going to be there. They are planning on spending a lot of money, but guess what? It takes a long time to hand make a quilt.
Yeah. It's not something you can just 3D print these days.
No.
Okay, so live auction. Now, what are some other areas of preparation that we can do? I know that the paddle raise is our favorite method of fundraising. Is there some things that our friends should be doing right now to prepare for the successful paddle raise?
Yeah. So I'm going to say this is my last thing. This is my big thing that I'm saving up for, but this is really where all of my consulting comes in right now for all of my clients. We look at our list of all of the donors that gave last year. And I don't mean just the $10,000 people. I mean all the way down to the $100 donors, every level that is that they gave at last year. I want you to reach out to them. The 6-point mark around this time is the time to say thank you. It is a time to really give value to those donations. It's a reminder that they are important, they're people, they matter. Their donation was not just a number, they're seen, they're important. This comes in especially when we're talking about a younger donor base, because a younger donor base is taught how special and important they are. Mm-hmm. They can be anything they want to be. And so when we talk to them about donations and thank them, they feel like, oh, I really do matter. I am important to this organization. I'm not just out there getting a standard letter in the mail, handwritten letters, pictures from the gala, reminders, phone calls, somebody just saying, thank you for the gift that you made. We're so happy that you're part of the gala. It doesn't have to be a really big epic thing. If you have photos of the galas and photos of them in it, great touch point. We had some that'll send out around Thanksgiving. They send out like a Friendsgiving and just a thank you. I don't want you to do another ask at this point. This is just the time to really thank them. The only other thing I would encourage you to do is if you can thank them and tell them what you did with the money.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's huge, and show the impact that they made.
If you're able to do that and say, thanks for supporting the gala last year. It was so great having you and your partner there. And we were able to build this new playground because of you. Here's a picture of the kids playing on it. Holy smokes. By the time the gala comes around, they will have gone up 2 or 3 levels in the giving level. So you will see significant impact. That is how to make that happen. You want to get to those $1 million gala levels of, those kind of galas. That's what happens. It is a year-long process. It is not a 3-month process. It's not a 3-week process. Really, they are out there right now. That's Minnie Moo. They're out there right now saying thank you and letting people know how important they are. Their donors are important. Their gifts are important. The items are important. But most importantly, your community is important. And this is the time to thank them.
Well, and I think the timing of that thank you, that gratitude is perfect, because now people are looking at their calendars 6 months from now. Now, if there was an organization and somebody had the foresight and the planning to call up these donors, be like, hey, yo, we love you, they're more likely to go to your gala next year versus someone that doesn't, and then they're going to go to yours and not that one.
Absolutely. They'll come prepared. They'll come feeling valued. They'll come knowing that they did something good at the last gala. And they can't wait to do something again this year.
Minnie Moo can't wait to get on camera. Well, and they can't wait to raise their paddle too, because they know the impact that motion of that paddle raise has done for the organization. It's pretty
and
special.
I love the groups that can send a photo, because if you can send a photo of a picture of the person at the gala, that photo's going on the fridge.
Social media, Instagram.
That photo is going, well, more importantly, it's going on the fridge. And so when they have friends over, they can say, oh yeah, I went to this gala and this is what happened. And they get to share the experience that they were part of. They get to share the mission of the organization. They get to talk about you. They talk about their experience. More likely to have them come to the gala and bring their friends. Wow, you looked so beautiful that night. What were you doing? Oh my gosh, I'd love to go to a gala like that. Oh, really? Well, why don't you come with me next year?
You brought up a really important point of the opportunity that you have with that hard printed photo. Like, nobody prints photos. I mean, like, we've got tens of gigs and terabytes of photos that are sitting out, but to just make that hard copy of a photo and send it and put it on the fridge, like, again, that makes you stand out from all the competition. And I think that's what we're trying to say is, like, there's a lot of money that's out there. I mean, the funding is unlimited. You just got to go get it, and you got to do all these, like, little things, and these little things don't happen unless you plan for them to happen.
Yeah, and you're really busy around the gala. You're really busy planning so many things that are happening before, during, and after. This is the time where maybe it doesn't feel as busy. Maybe you're doing a walk or something else, but maybe you do have some downtime, and this is the ultimate way to use it.
Perfect way to use it.
Yeah.
All right, so paddle raise.
Yeah.
Paddle raise. Preparing for the perfect paddle raise. I have lots of P's today.
Yeah, you do.
Lots of P's. So in that preparation, there's some things that we got to be looking for. Like, you're going to be looking for our lead gift. We're looking for that. Looking for incentivized giving opportunities, like our matching gifts. Like, again, those don't just happen because you called somebody up the day before the gala. Like, that's a relationship. That's a conversation that you've got to have. The most important, I think, is the storytelling. It takes time to put together that video or to find that storyteller that's able to then stand on stage in front of hundreds of people and really, share the impact that the organization has had on them and preparing them to be successful in that. And, like, all of that takes time, but you really got to hone in on what your storytelling is going to be. And this is a great opportunity now, 6 months, 9 months out, is you could tease this story in along, with that gratitude messaging that you have out there. You can tease this story that you're going to be telling at the gala. It's like, here, let me tell you a little about Sarah, a little about little Johnny, or a little bit about Minnie Moo, who we've saved from the pound, different things like that. So people can really look forward. They can anticipate that storytelling that's happening. And they could also look back at last year's gala and then share where that individual that we told the story about last year, where they were, and now how much better their life is and how they're thriving.
Absolutely. Definitely telling, what is happening and the impact is super important. And I like teasing, but it also does take time to craft the messaging. If you are starting this far out, I guarantee you'll see things. We have an event coming up, just had their consult meeting. It's not coming up. It's 8 months from now. And one comment about one of the keynote speakers, we started doing some research on one of the keynote speakers going to be at the event, and it literally has shifted the entire structure of the gala. Everything is now themed around a book that the keynote wrote.
Cool.
And so we're able to pull the messaging all the way through. This is something that if we had found right before the event, we would be like, man, I wish we had known that. We could have. Well, now we can. So yeah, I just want to really let people know it's important to start planning as soon as possible. Be thinking about that. You want to be looking at current trends, starting your Pinterest board, talking to your event planners, really setting up what the feel is going to be for the event, prepping people, letting them know. And again, all of the fundraising, it is year round. We know as auctioneers, it is not 5 minutes of our time. It is literally a year-long process. So
that's right, Coco. You tell them. You say, this is not just, yes. It takes time to plan for success. Whoa, yes.
Yeah. Well, we are tired, and it has been a long week of fundraising prep, but I can tell you that our spring gala season looks amazing. Most of our dates are nearly booked. So again, I want you to know that it is really important to be talking to your auctioneers, checking them out, making sure. Now, we have other auctioneers that work with us, and so we have other availability. I don't want to scare you off and make you think we're all totally booked up. But the nights that my clients wanted, we had a little issue, and we had to move around 4 different weekends to make 4 different organizations happy, and they were all overlapping, and it was a little bit of a struggle. We couldn't have done that if they had waited to 3 months before. That's right. So I just want you to reach out to find your perfect spokesperson, your perfect auctioneer, your perfect ambassador for the night of. Make sure you have the perfect venue, honoree, set up the set, because your gala really does take all this planning. And with that, I am going into fall season. So we are now in the next or third stage of fundraise planning for the galas for fall, which is super exciting. But this is where we are hammering in our last minute details. And yeah, it's exciting.
It is exciting. Well, thank you to everyone for listening, watching, and being a part of the Heart of the Gala podcast. Now, you are the heart of fundraising, and none of this would ever have happened unless it was for you. So thank you again, and thank you for always striving to be better. And thanks for letting us be a part of many of your galas that are out there. And we love helping you plan for success.
And because of you, there's a great impact in the world.
That's right.
Happy galing.
Happy galing. Thanks again for listening to Heart of the Gala podcast. Bye,
And
everyone.
puppies.
And puppies. That's right, Minnie Moo. Thank you. And Coco. Yes, Coco. We love you too. All right. Bye, everyone.